idea that people go hungry every day is one that doesn't sit well in my heart when I see it. The idea that there are children that don't have enough to eat or that they don't have nutritious food is an issue I think is important to address. The main purpose is to really collect fresh food for the hungry. I think most people understand canned food drives. It's just a little bit different, and it's fun to be at the farmer's market. I took the idea from a woman named Jill Cruz. I was visiting Chicago and I saw this woman at the farmer's market collecting fresh produce for the hungry. She was partnering with a local food pantry and it was a tiny, tiny little farmer's market. And I was like, well, I could do that at my farmer's market and I bet we'd collect more food than that. So it just happens to be that the farmer's market that I started it at was the KCC market, which is the largest farmer's market in our islands. When I donate food for a canned food drive, I don't look at that food and say, oh, I want to eat that. When I see canned food, packaged food donated, it's not stuff I want to eat. And so gift was really an important part of realizing that I want to be donating food that I want to eat. I want to be donating lettuce and cucumbers, and I want to donate cucumbers that are crunchy, not the yuck kind, and I want to donate fruit that's tasty, papayas and fresh bananas and stuff that I would have wanted to eat when I was a kid.
Hi, my name is Amanda Hamlet. I live in Waikiki. I work at the gift table on Wednesdays. Food banks always get non-perishables, but I think it's really important to eat fresh foods as well. So your fruits and vegetables, those are really important in a diet. And basically what I do is collect people's donations, thank them for it. If people give us money, I go shopping, answer questions, manage the seed share. And support local businesses by getting dinner here. That's my favorite part.
More than anything, we would love to have more people come and volunteer. I can't help but be at the table and feel touched anytime someone comes by with, a bag of something or a box of something or, something they grew at home. I get to see people who care about their community. Gift is this recurring opportunity to see generosity in action. We're collecting over 2,000 pounds of fresh food a month right now. Yeah. So I started partnering with Aloha Harvest. And Aloha Harvest, their mission is just to get food from where it is to where it needs to go. And so they are just a middleman for food. They don't store any food, but they have refrigerated trucks. Usually they partner with supermarkets, restaurants, and hotels, and they're usually working with prepared foods. And so they keep food from going to waste, but they're also really set up nicely for collecting fresh food and keeping fresh food from going bad, without refrigeration. But when I first started Gift, what I did was I looked for organizations that would be willing to receive food. So the first organization I turned to is the one everybody thinks of when they think of food donations, food banks. And Food Bank told me they weren't open on the weekends. And I said, but we're gonna have fresh food to donate. And they're like, but we're not open on the weekends. So it's a really big organization that does a lot, but I realized that they wouldn't match up with my mission. And so I called up my church and I asked them, and I knew that they did 2 nights of food service a week. and thought of the Institute of Human Services. And so after talking to them, I knew they had a walk-in cold refrigeration, so they had the capacity to store the fresh food. They serve 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, so they have the capacity to use all the fresh food, which is also really important, so that none of that goes to waste. So it goes to moms with kids and it goes to the children. And for me, there's something so nice about picturing children eating fresh fruit, which they normally wouldn't have access to. The freshest food that we have on our island is coming from our local farms, our home gardeners. The goal is to kind of ultimately eat more local food because it's tasty and wonderful, and because we live in a place where we shouldn't have to import like 85–90% of our food, which we currently do. I think it's really important to support our farmers, to support our home gardeners, to give them more opportunities to provide their food to the community. At farmers markets, we're basically creating an additional market for the farmers by giving them extra sales. So people will buy extra cucumbers and extra pineapples and extra things from the farmers, so they make a little more money each week. But also, we're helping the farmers to keep their food from going to waste. A lot of what we get from the markets actually is donated by the farmers also, and basically they've worked so hard to grow all that food. It's really a shame to watch it go to waste. And so now, instead of bringing it home and just throwing it in their compost, they're able to give it to us and know that it'll go to feeding the hungry on our island. And farmers market food is really food that's just been picked. It's food that will not last a long time because there are no preservatives, you know?
Hi, I'm Reese. I am the oldest daughter of Wild Farms. It's our family farm. So my parents started this farm, and I'm the oldest daughter selling tomatoes here in Oahu. Our farm is located in Waimea on the Big Island, and we're on homestead land, Hawaiian homelands, farming 10 acres of vine-ripened organic tomatoes. These tomatoes here are picked yesterday. So we pick them red. We're truly vine-ripened tomatoes. So when you get a tomato from the mainland, they pick it green and they ship it over here because it takes a while to ship here. Then they gas it to make the color. And so when you're in the store, if you ever get a tomato that's not from here, you pound it on the table and it won't even bruise or anything. It's still hard because it's still green. Whereas our tomatoes, the last 2 weeks that the tomatoes are on the tomato plant is when you get your sugar content that sets in. So that's when you get your flavor, your taste. So when you buy a local tomato, you pick it red, you'll get all the flavors. Whereas you buy something from the mainland, there is no flavor because it's not ripe, it's green. It's just the color looks red on the outside. But it's tomatoes ripen from the inside out. Yeah.